Good morning, dear students. Good morning, all of you. How are you all? Fine. Okay, so this is a video of class 11, and in this video, we are going to talk about the types of isomerism. The second type of isomerism, and that one we are going to deal, and that one is stereoisomerism. Okay, now, so as you have done in the first one, that one is structural isomerism, that four types you have done in that. The second one is the stereoisomers, and here it has also classified into two categories. That one is geometrical and optical isomerism. Then after geometrical, further will classify it into cis and trans. Okay, now optical isomerism is given in the detail the next section. Okay, now so here you can see what is the definition of stereoisomerism. Stereoisomerism is the compounds, that means some compounds would be there that have the same constitution and sequence of covalent bond. Okay, now covalent bond would be there, means ionic bond would not be present. Okay, now but only you will see they are actually differing in the relative position of their atoms or group in space. What does it mean? I will tell you. You can see, first of all, sequence of covalent bond have will be same every time. So you can see here it is given. This special type of isomerism is called stereoisomerism. Geometric and optical, two classifications are there. What is the meaning of this definition? We will do and we will see. Okay, so you can see here C double bond C I have written. Okay, now here you can see this the constitution, that means C double bond C would be same everywhere. But if I am writing here this CS3 and if I am writing here this H, okay, now what will you see? You will see that here would be some hydrogen also, and here will be some CS3. Only that carbon and this carbon will be fixed at this place, but this CS3, that one is a group of atoms, this hydrogen can change its place, that can, okay, interchange. Okay, now so what it can become, it can be like C double bond C, this CS3 will go upside, so CS3, and this H will come downward. Okay, now and this CS3H will be at the fixed place. Okay, now so what you are seeing, you are seeing two CS3, one CS3 and this second CS3 will be in the same site. Okay, now so hence this can be the type of geometrical isomerism, and one can called as a cis and one can called as a trans. Okay, now one can be called as a cis and one can called as a trans. What does it mean? Cis, if you are saying that this methyl is in the same site of the organic compound, then it can called as a cis. But if you are seeing this CS3 is there and here it is opposite, just like this one. Okay, now one CS3 going this side and one downward, so that is known as trans. Okay, now so stereoisomerism, two types of stereoisomerisms are there: geometrical, optical. Yes, in the optical we will do in the next chapter. Okay, now and in the geometrical we should have some information. Geometrical cis it can be, and it can be trans also. As you know, if there would be the same site methyl group or same sites any of the group, if you are finding group of atoms, if you are saying same side would be there, then it can be called as a cis. But it is opposite, then that one is trans. Okay, now so you can see here C double bond C. Here Cl I have written, here Cl I have written, here H, here H. What does it is? Cl just opposite. Okay na? So transit will be. Okay na? Now stereoisomerism you have understood. Now that what is the fundamental concept in organic reaction mechanism? You know, dear student, what is the reaction mechanism? Mechanism means if one reaction is actually carried out, for that one some mechanism would be there. What does it mean? I am telling you. Let me go on to the next one. Here you can see organic mechanism. If I am writing reaction mechanism in the organic chemistry mechanism, you know, dear student, if there is CS2 double bond CS2 and here I have written Br2, okay na? This Br2 will go and react on to this one. It will form some of the compound, and what it will form? It will form CS3 Br, okay na? Then single bond CS3 Br, okay na? So you can see that definitely here on this point something was actually occurred, and due to that Br2 has reacted onto that place. So you know, one single bond is actually made up of 2 electrons, and if I will break this bond, if I will erase that bond, if I will erase this bond, okay na, then I can write 2 electrons. So homolytic fission, heterolytic fission, you have 1 electron is with this one electron is with this one, and Br will go, okay na, and occupied that space, okay na, because Br also has 1 electron na? Availability of Br chlorine same 7 electron na? So it will go and occupy that space. Br2 is there, so one will go with this CS2 and one will go CS2. If double bond would remove, then one hydrogen will also come, so there would be the problem. You can see here CS3, the bond will not satisfy. If I will write CS3Br, it would be a problem. How? I cannot write CS3Br, I have to write CS2Br, because you know carbon, how many bond is there? 4 bond na? So one this bond, 2 of hydrogen, 1 2 3, and 1 of bromine. So CS2Br you have to write, and in this side also CS2Br you have to write. But what happens here, the reaction mechanism, CS2 one single bond is there, one single bond, and Br has actually attacked on that one CS2, okay na? So it has formed CS2Br. Now what you have understood from this one, this CS2 double bond CS2 is not going to reacting on the bromine. Bromine is just coming to react with that ethene. So in this mechanism you should see, in the reaction mechanism, one thing is substrate and one thing is reagent, okay na? So every time when these two will meet, the product will form, okay na? Product will form every time, okay? Product will form. So substrate, reagent, that one is product, and here you can see that this substrate is actually providing one carbon for the bond formation. Substrate has provided carbon for the bond formation, but I am telling you, sometimes this will also act as a reagent, and sometimes this substrate will go and react with the reagent. This is arbitrary, means it depends that which we are actually making the substrate. Both can be the substrate, both can be act as a reagent. Okay na? So it depends to whom you are actually believing the substrate would be. It depends upon, after seeing the reactivity, on which organic compounds we are focusing mainly. It is necessary. Okay na? So it is your choice that to whom you are giving the first preference. That one can be the your substrate. Okay na? And reagent will come and attack onto the substrate. Okay na, dear student? So you can see here this slide, fundamental concepts in organic reaction mechanism. In an organic reaction, the organic molecules referred to as substrate. Okay na? An attacking reagent would be there and leads to the formation of product. Intermediate can also possible. Here I will actually make one of the diagram. You can see organic molecules, okay na? Here reagent, attacking reagent you can write. Okay na? Then after it can form intermediate, and then after this intermediate can form product. Okay na? Product with the evolution of some amount of byproduct it can give, but finally it will give the product. Okay na, dear student? So this is our topic, substrate and reagent, and like that only in the organic chemistry the reaction mechanism occurs. Okay, dear student, thank you.